Okay, so I think we're all in the same space again. Okay, so I that worked way better than I thought. Um, and so if I have one little bit of advice, about some of these artifacts, is um, if you produce something authentic and real, it's an artifact. Um, and just don't make it bigger than it has to be. Like it just have to, like for example, the whole thing with the imagery, it just have to show an awareness. And so so right now we're moving on to this notion of text forms. Okay, it's a big idea, it's a big topic, and all I really need you to do is just kind of show some understanding of it. Um, and initially, my idea was to connect this topic to what's called memoir writing. And memoir is like memoir is not an autobiography. It's basically it's a piece of your life. It can be a small, tiny piece. Um, and more memoir is basically people hop, skip, and jump over different periods of their life. Now I'm just wondering, are people familiar with that book called Glass Castle? Has anybody read it? Uh, are you aware of the movie? It's been made into a movie now with Woody.
I have not heard of it at all.
Okay, it's a wonderful book. It's written by a young woman, and basically it describes the dysfunction of her family. Like she had two artistic parents um, who, kind of. I mean, the easiest way to put it is their pursuit of art led to them not often looking after their kids very well. But there's no blame in the story. The writer is just kind of giving little, like for example, the family was forced to move repeatedly because they couldn't pay the rent because the parents were pursuing their art. But it's a really, really good story, and it just kind of, to me, it's a great story because it's not perfect, it's not complete, and it just talks about certain periods of her life. So I don't know if the memoir piece is going to work, but at this point, what I'd like you to do is just think about forms of text, and maybe the things you're reading. Maybe we can, like there is one thing. Okay, I'm just going to share one last thing, and it's in the agenda. Okay, so the last item, and I've listed it as homework. Well, what it is, I said, have a look at the article I posted called "Reading Like a Writer." And if I only had one thing, if I could only have one piece of thing to teach or to share with people, this would be the one thing. And it's actually is written by a guy who was basically trying to convince teachers to stop giving students drills and writing. Like, don't teach grammar, don't teach. It's a waste of time. And so what he was saying, the way to teach writing is to teach how to read and so this whole article is based on this notion that if you want to, okay, it's like, for example, a series of unfortunate events. Like, so Liv, already I have a sense that you're reading that in a particular way. Like you're reading it as because it's pleasurable and you enjoy the storyline, but you're reading it for beyond the story. Like you're actually looking at how that writer put that thing together. So, and so I'm trying to figure out if we can, maybe next, ideally I would like you to look at this article. It's basically talking about the role of reading in the process of developing writers. So I guess where I want to leave you is just thinking, Okay, those of you who haven't submitted, I think I've talked to everybody now, and Liv, you and I, like our discussion was in front of everybody, which is fine. But I think you have a sense of what you need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so if people could get that handed in, in the next few days, that'd be great, because I'd like to be able to activate everybody in the course.
Yep.
The other people, what you submitted is more than adequate, and I can process. I can proceed with activating you. So today it's. I'll probably send out an email to you just as a reminder to kind of focus on. Just think about text forms, and for most of you, it's prose. It's a form of novel. But if there's any blogs you're reading, if there's any particular like form of writing that you want to share with the group, I think that'd be great. And if you're working on other pieces of writing on your own, just continue doing that. Just keep working on your own stuff. And we'll find a way to work it into the class. Okay, so hopefully your experience today wasn't too disjointed. And if you have any questions, I'll stay after. And I'm here to answer your questions if you're really, really confused by anything I brought in today. So, all right. So I'm here if you need to chat, but otherwise, I guess I'll see you next week.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for your patience and cooperation today.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Okay, so Amira, it's just the two of us, I think.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so let me screen. Okay, actually, I want to see if I can actually work inside of your wiki.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm still in your wiki. I don't know if I can actually work in it though. Okay, I think I can actually. Okay. Okay, so are you in your group wiki right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a wee sec here. Now, do you recall doing things like this in your English classes?
No. We didn't do things like this in the English class.
So did you take English at Frank Hurt last year? Or this year?
No, I didn't take any English courses at Frank Hurt.
Now, were you with us last year?
Yes.
So who did you have for English 10 last year?
I had Jennifer.
Oh, Jen Cooper?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did you end up writing the provincial exam?
No, they took that out for me.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, okay, so I've opened up a Google Doc. Here, let me, I'll screen share so you can see what I'm doing.
Okay.
And then we'll pop it into. Okay, so where it says here, I'm from a specific ordinary item.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is what, okay, this is what I'd like to start with. Okay, so I am from Toronto. Vancouver, Richmond, New West,
Yeah, New Westminster.
Surrey. Okay. Okay, so what's an ordinary item or something like in your home or like something you like like for example, okay, like with your it's hijab
Hijab.
hijab. How do you spell
Mhm.
that? How do you spell that? How do you spell it?
H-I-J-I-B.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. H-A-I.
H-A-J.
Yeah.
Okay.
J-I-B.
Okay, we can get rid of that later. That specific ordinary item. Okay, so, but you only wear it outside, right? Or unless you're,
Yeah, I only wear it outside or if I'm around any males that aren't family related.
that's, yeah. No, it's funny because Miriam was telling me, um, I don't know, when she was talking with your mom a few weeks ago, like
Hmm.
you and your mom weren't wearing your hijabs?
Yeah, my mom, she doesn't like when she's on meetings with like the women and stuff, she won't wear it. But if she has like a meeting with mixed, so like the men too, then she'll wear it.
She'll wear it. Okay. Um, okay, I don't, okay, so that's an ordinary item. Um, Maybe that's not the right one, but it gives, because it's specific to you and your life, then it's valid.
Hmm.
What's another one? Like, okay, what kind of phone do you use?
Apple.
Okay, okay. Are you from an iPhone 4, 5, 6, whatever?
I have a iPhone 6.
Okay, okay. Um, Anything else?
Can't think of anything.
Is there a certain name for like the kind of like I know like you often will wear like I think I saw your there was a profile picture of you somewhere. You were wearing like it looked like, almost like a dress.
Okay.
Well, it seemed like a dress. It seemed
Hmm.
it seemed kind of formal.
Oh, it might have been my cardigan. I like to wear very long cardigans.
Okay, 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 like cardigan sweaters.
Yeah,
Okay,
cause
see
like
that's specific.
yeah, cause like in my religion, the women are supposed to cover themselves, so like no tight clothes.
Okay, um, okay, we can get rid of that line. Um, okay, I am from home description. What's something about your home? Um, like, do you tend to live in apartments?
When I was younger and it was just me and my brother, we had basement suites,
Okay,
and then
interesting.
yeah, and then as we got older, my mom had more kids, and so now we're in houses. This is our second like full house to ourselves.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
Um, okay, so do you have the whole house or the top floor of the house or?
We have the whole house.
Okay, wow. Um,
Yeah.
so like, and so it was like 4 bedroom houses.
Ready?
Is it like a 4 bedroom house, 3 bedroom house?
Yeah, it's a 4 bedroom house because I have four younger brothers and another one on the way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Um, so how many? Do you have any sisters?
No, all boys.
Oh my.
Well, I
Um,
grew up with boys since I was small. Like I grew up around my uncles. We're only like 3, 2, and 4 years older than me.
oh, your uncles are just a few years older?
Yeah,
Oh, so your mother must have, is it your mother or dad who has the brothers?
it's my mom.
Oh my. Oh, so your mom must have, uh, so those would be much older brothers, eh?
Yeah, so like, cause my mom has 5 brothers and 2 sisters.
Oh,
She's
okay.
the second eldest.
Okay, so could we say something? I'm from big families with lots of brothers, with lots of boys. Is
Yeah.
okay. Oh, so you okay? It's interesting. Okay, so there are 9 kids in my family,
Hmm.
and I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you must be hoping for a little sister.
Well, I've given up after the third one.
Okay.
Yeah. We all have a feeling it's gonna be a boy this time.
Okay. Um, okay. So I liked what you just said. Okay. Okay with 4 younger brothers, you said
Yeah.
you're the oldest.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, this is only the immediate family because I have more brothers.
okay, but when you say, I mean your father, does your father have a second family? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, my father's on his third family. He's been married 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we don't need that detail, but
Yeah.
that's very revealing, though. Hey.
Yeah. So I have like a lot of siblings.
Okay. 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 This one I don't know what to make. I am from plant flower, plant flower natural item. Um, okay. What's the type of food you eat, that, or like a fruit or vegetable?
Um,
That's kind of unique.
I like mangoes.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
something you have in the house a lot?
Yeah, like when it's like the season for it, everybody in my family, we all have mangoes in the house. Our family's big on mangoes and pineapple.
Okay. Okay. So that buys mangoes and pineapples?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, okay, we can look at this later. Um, family tradition and family trait. Name a family member. Okay, so what's a family tradition?
Whenever it's your birthday, my grandma makes a rainbow cake for you. She makes rainbow cake, fried chicken, and potatoes.
A grandmother who makes a rainbow cake and fried chicken on your birthday?
Yeah. And she goes all out. Like it's really nice.
Okay. Okay. Now, I'm just going to push down to a new line. All right. What's another family tradition? Or
Um,
like do you do Ramadan? Do you do
yeah.
yeah?
So for that one, when it's Eid, like after Ramadan, We all go to a masjid. Like there's a specific masjid that we always go to every year.
How do you spell that word?
Masjid, I'm not sure.
What is it?
It's like you know how you guys have your like your church and the Indian they have their temple and stuff.
Right.
That's like our mosque is like that for us.
Is that for women?
It's for everybody.
Okay, because I mean, I've been in a mosque and I know the women and the men are separate.
Yes, the women are at the top and the men are at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now Eid, I know is the celebration after Ramadan ends, right?
Right.
So how would you say that? Because it's
Yeah, because we after we're done like praying and everything, we take a family picture in the front. And that's like our little tradition, so we do it every year.
okay. Okay, so picture each year.
Mhm.
Is it after Eid or during?
It's during Eid, it's just after we finish praying.
Okay, Eid is EID.
Yes.
Okay, at the mushta.
Masjid.
Okay.
You can search it up, masjid or mosque.
Do you like the word? Which? I know how to spell mosque.
Yeah, you can do mosque.
Oh, okay, mushta. Okay, MUSTHA.
No.
No.
Yeah, there you go. Masjid. MASJID.
Okay, where do you see it?
Just under the Facebook one. Very bottom.
Right. Oh, this one.
Yeah, that's the one.
So how do you say it properly?
Masjid.
Okay.
Yeah, jid, like with the J.
Okay, now it's interesting what you do is a word that's foreign,
Mm-hmm.
and this is foreign to English,
Yeah.
you put it in italics.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so okay, so what is your mother's name again?
Aisha. AISHA.
Okay, and what's your father's name?
Jamil.
J
JAMA.
A 2 A's.
Yeah, L. Actually, yeah. Actually, one A, sorry.
Okay. 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 And okay, what was your mother's birth name?
Her birth name was Aisha.
No. I mean her last name. Like
Oh.
her maiden name before she got married.
Abdul Basit. ABD.
A.
B.
Yeah.
D.
Yeah.
U.
Yeah.
L.
Yeah.
Hyphen.
Yeah.
Basit. BASIT.
Okay, and your last name is Hussein Ali, right?
Right.
Not hyphenated, right? Is
No.
that right?
Yeah,
H?
that's it.
Okay.
Oh, HUSSEIN.
HUSSE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. E. Yeah. EIN.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Okay, so I got that. Okay, I am from the description of family tendency. Okay, so a tendency is something that you seems to show up. Okay, now for example, okay, I actually had a poem that I did one of these as well.
Yeah.
So like I shared the fact, like I have my 5 brothers. One is dead. He died in his early 20s, and I have two brothers who went to I have two brothers who went to jail.
Mm.
Okay, so I'm a pretty law-abiding person, and so my
Yeah.
other brother, the other one who did not go to jail, he,
Mm.
he he's a good dad. He stayed out of trouble.
That's good.
Yeah, so for me, I'm from a description of family tendency. So
Mm.
so if I were going to, so in that case, it's just something that's just a general characteristic. Um,
Right.
so how would you characterize your family?
Yeah. I come from a tough and athletic family.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do you play sports as well?
Yes, I play basketball.
Oh, cool.
Mm. I played soccer when I was in elementary, and then high school I started to play basketball.
Okay, interesting. Because a friend of ours, their daughters, they go to Fleetwood,
Mm.
and one of them's on the grade 9 basketball team. And there was a girl on her team who wore the hijab.
Mm-hmm.
She was a good little player. Uh,
Yeah.
I am from a tough and athletic family. Okay, um, okay, that's a good one. From something you were told as a child, like what um, it
I
could
was
be like. Okay, go ahead.
I was always told by my mom never to give up
Okay,
because I went through a lot of things with my dad and then with a lot of my teachers and my learning. And so a lot of people would put me down about it. So she always told me never to give up.
okay. And what's another thing?
And to follow my dreams. So to follow what
Cool.
I'm passionate about.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, I am from representation of religion or lack of. Um, okay. Okay, now you told me, I don't know if you want to include this, but I think it's quite interesting. The fact that your grandparents converted.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to, I mean, you don't have to identify your religion if you don't want to.
Mm.
Uh,
I don't mind. It's fine.
okay, so how would you choose to do that?
Um,
I'm from Islam, I'm from,
mm, it'd be, how would I describe it? I'm a young Muslim girl.
okay, I like that.
And I'm proud of my religion.
Okay, cool, I like that. Um, okay, so place of birth, family interest. You can say I'm from Canada and Africa.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, because I'm Kenyan.
what's that?
Kenyan on my dad's side.
Okay,
Mm.
okay, I like that. That's more specific, right? Because Africa,
Yeah.
you don't know where in Africa, right?
Right. Yeah, and then Canada, I'm from Toronto.
Okay, okay. So when you think of two different foods, okay,
Yeah.
what's a food that you really identify with in Canada, like a really Canadian food you like?
Mm, I'm not sure. I grew up with my grandma's cooking, so it's very soul food kind of cooking from like America and stuff. Um,
Okay, no, that's so fascinating. Because
yeah.
okay, so I grew up in the U.S. as well,
Right.
And soul food was kind of black food. It was kind of like food from the South.
Right.
Things like even like certain types of like like um, well things like greens, like collard greens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Every black meal you'll see collard greens in them.
Do you like those?
Nope.
But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because you steam them, you cook them.
Right. Hmm.
Okay, and what's a food you connect with maybe your father's side of the family?
My father's side, there would be majbous. So it's like a rice and chicken.
Do you know how to spell it?
I have no clue. I can try and look up. Yeah.
Okay, I can look it up too here. Okay, so I'm just going to put African rice and chicken dish. Okay, how do you think you spell it? Say the word again.
Majbous. So M,
A.
possibly A, yeah.
Oh, there it
J.
is. Majbous.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's so good.
Does your mom make it?
Yeah, my mom knows how to make it.
Okay, it's because it's okay. Okay. From from the specific family story about a specific person in detail. Okay, what's the story your family tells? Like how did your dad come to Canada? Is that one of the family stories?
No, that's not. My
Okay.
dad, I think he came here for school and stuff, and then he met my mom.
Okay.
But we don't really talk about it too much, about my dad's side and everything.
Okay. How about okay, would you be willing to share like this would be a really good place. Okay, you told me that your grandparents were Christian before they converted.
Right, Christian and Catholic.
Okay. So okay. So we could say something like from grandparents, from Christian. Well, Christian and Catholic. I know what you mean when you say Christian and Catholic. So
Mhm.
Catholics are Christians, but most when people say they're Christians, they're saying they're Protestants. They
Okay.
believe in a certain form of Christianity.
Right.
But Christian is the more inclusive term.
Okay.
Um, but you could say from Christian grandparents who converted to Islam.
Yeah.
And okay, what's the story behind that?
So they met when they were like in their teens. My grandmother, I think, was in Canada at the time. She was visiting some family over here. So her and my grandfather met, and then after a while, they started going on dates and everything like that. My grandma had a lot of questions about like God and everything like
Hmm.
that when she was a child, but her mom never was able to answer them. Neither was her priest.
Wow.
So she felt very lost in her religion.
Okay,
Uh,
so with your grandmother,
hmm.
did she marry a Catholic or did she marry a Christian or
She married a Christian. She was Catholic.
okay?
Yeah. So then my grandfather also was similar in that way. And then when they married as who they were. And then they met, I can't remember how it happened, but I think they met someone
Huh.
and they became good friends with them, and they were Muslim. And
Wow.
so then a lot of the questions my grandparents had about their like God and everything like that, that Muslim person was able to be like, oh, well, there's this, there's that. And then, then there's also some things we just don't question, right? But for my grandparents, that was enough for them to be like, okay, we're going to convert, right? They fell in love with the religion. They fell in love with the Quran and everything like that. So
Okay.
after they got married, they converted.
How do you spell Quran for you? With a
Q
K?
with a Q. Quran.
A-N?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lovely detail. Okay, from Christian grandparents who fell in love with the Quran and converted to Islam. I am from location of family pictures, mementos, archives. Um, okay, I'm gonna. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, it's pretty good so far.
Okay, you want to end it with your grandparents?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have a lot of admiration for your mom.
Thank you.
No, she really is. I mean, I was really impressed with the fact that like, she gave you the choice of what you were going to do,
Right.
right? A lot of parents don't, I don't know, a lot of parents, they tend to control their kids more.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
so let's,
even like when I started wearing my hijab and everything, well, because I started in grade 4, they were like, you don't have to rush into it. You can wait till high school. But I was so in love with it at the time. I was just like, no, I want to wear it. Right. So then I even jumped into it. Like I fell in love with a lot of things. And my
okay,
mom always told me to push for it.
okay, I'm going to add that detail.
Mm.
Okay, so okay, do you want to read it to me, like from the top?
I'm from Toronto, Vancouver, Richmond, New Westminster, Surrey. And from the hijab I started wearing in grade 4, an iPhone 6 and very long cardigan sweaters. I'm from a big family with our 4 younger brothers. I have given up I have given up on I've given up on ever having a sister. I'm from a family that buys mangoes and pineapples. I'm from a grandmother who goes all out and makes a rainbow cake and fried chicken on your birthday.
Okay, I'm going to put that in. Okay, yeah.
I'm from a family that takes a picture each year during Eid at the masjid. I'm from Aisha and Jamil and Abdul Basit and Hussein Ali. I'm from a tough and athletic family, from a mother who told me never to give up and follow my dreams. I'm a young Muslim girl who is proud of her religion. I'm from Canada and Kenya, and soul food and majbous. From Christian grandparents who fell in love with the Quran and converted to Islam.
Cool. Okay, that's a nice poem. All right. So, yeah, okay. So with this one, I mean, it would have been cool had you had this to share with the group today.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it was me and another girl. I think it was Trinity.
mhm.
We didn't, when you came in, I think she was just about to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So just me and her, yes, in that class that we didn't get to present.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. Because when I came in, and I knew, I don't know if she might have, I think she did have something.
Yeah, she did have something, but I think she was saying her Zoom wasn't working. Like her Wi-Fi kept crashing, she was saying something.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. So I keep using this word concrete language.
Mm-hmm.
Concrete is something that, like, for example, like majbuz, that's
Right,
something, right?
right.
And even like naming your parents, Aisha,
Mm-hmm.
and Abdul Basit and Hussein Ali. I mean, like those are names, right?
Right.
So it's okay. So okay. So I'm just gonna. Okay, this is part 2 of of the assignment
Mm.
for the activation. Okay, now the other thing, on tab. Here, I'm just gonna copy this whole thing. So are you able to kind of get around, like inside the course?
Yeah, I'm still learning my way. It's very different for me because it's a big change from going from Moodle to this.
Yeah, I mean, this is the future of self-design, apparently.
Ooh. Me and my brother, because my brother also does self-design, we
Is he the-
complained to our mom because he's 2 years younger than me. And then we went to my mom and we're just like, who do we talk to about complaints? And my mom was, and then she said who it was, I can't remember.
huh.
We were like, okay, we're just going to complain to you then. Because she's the front desk kind of lady.
Okay.
So,
Oh, that's funny.
like,
Okay, I'm going to get rid of that idea about talking about Frankert.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so now it's interesting. If you look at this other one, being the new student,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you told a good story,
Right.
but you didn't provide any details other than it was a girl and it
Right.
was a science class,
Right.
right?
I
So,
could have gone into more detail in those areas.
yeah, well, part of it is just, it's like, for example, things that you've told me,
Mm-hmm.
like the grandparents who fell in love with the Quran. I
Yeah.
mean, that's such a beautiful detail.
Right. It's see like with me, because I have I struggle in a lot of like courses. Writing
Hmm.
is one of my courses I struggle in the most. So what teachers found out is that I can talk it, like I can
Yes.
say it, but when it comes to writing, I can't. Like they're like you can, but you need someone there to help you and make sure that you go into detail.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I don't go into detail as much, and I don't realize it until I submit it, and my teacher's just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, now the other piece of this introductory assignment.
Mm.
Um, okay, see, this is funny. Okay, so I always anchor it, I always go back to the home page. I just click on page.
Right.
Now, this has brought me to topic 2,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to go into the group wiki, so I have to go into the group wiki space. All right, now we added a bunch of resources, and the other part of the assignment was to actually look at a resource somebody had shared. Like ideally, I wanted you to share one,
Okay.
but it's okay. We can actually comment on somebody else's work.
Okay.
So there's the Harry Potter. I think you missed this one.
Yeah, I think this was last class, so I wasn't here for that.
No, there's a girl. Her name is Diana. So she's a grade 11 student, and
Okay.
she's from China. And so for her, she's written this really really long poem
Mm-hmm.
that to me is such an amazing thing for a girl who only started learning English maybe like 3 years ago.
Wow.
But she grew up as an only child in China
Mm-hmm.
because China, the government has a policy where they only let families have one child.
Right.
It was against the law. If you had a second kid, then you'd pay a big fine.
Right.
And
Yeah, I
so,
remember hearing about that.
yeah, so what happened is a friend of hers is going to illustrate it.
Mm-hmm.
So she just included a few of the images. That's of
Mm-hmm.
her coming home to an empty apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the second part of this assignment is to choose, for in your case, to choose something that somebody else has shared.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might have missed it when Liv shared a Beatles song.
Yeah, I missed that.
Okay. And then I shared a piece of writing. I've shared a few pieces of writing. that focused on, and I think you were here for this one. Um, and it was the one about a really kind of expensive wedding.
Oh no, that.
Okay, so this is a piece of a novel, um, and in the novel, it's talking about the super rich people of Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
And so the main character, the guy named Nick,
Mm-hmm.
so he's the best man at his friend's wedding, and
Mm-hmm.
then the wedding cost $40 million.
Mm-hmm.
So you get it. So it would take a lot of work to spend that much money.
Mm-hmm.
So were you there when I read this piece?
Maybe it sounds familiar.
Yeah. So here, okay. So this description is of these, like basically. Okay, I'll just read the part.
Okay.
Okay, the lights in the sanctuary dimmed. A sanctuary is the church.
Mm-hmm.
And through a side door appeared a crowd of blonde boys dressed in fawn-like costumes of wispy white linen. Fawn-like means almost like a little fairy.
Right.
So these boys are dressed in this really light, wispy white cloth.
Mm-hmm.
Each rosy-cheeked boy clutched a glass jar filled with fireflies. And as more and more tow-headed boys emerged to form two lines along both sides of the church sanctuary, Rachel realized there had to be at least 100 of them. So Rachel is the girlfriend of this boy, of this man named Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you know what a firefly is?
Yeah.
Okay, you've probably seen them back east,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't see them out here.
Right.
Okay, illuminated by the flickering lights from their jars, the boys began to sing the classic English song, "My True Love Hath My Heart." Okay, so there's 100 boys lined up on, either side of the church, and they're
Mm-hmm.
singing. Okay, and this is one of the characters. I don't believe it. It's the Vienna Boys Choir. They flew in the effing Vienna Boys Choir. Okay, so the Vienna Boys Choir is from Vienna, Austria,
Right.
and so this family flew 100 boys and their chaperones from
Mm-hmm.
Austria to Singapore, which is, do you know where Singapore is?
Yeah.
Okay, so they flew them thousands of miles. Okay, and then the next description is of the bride. She walked down the aisle on her father's arm in a classically inspired wedding dress designed by Valentino, whom she lured out of retirement to make precisely the sort of gown that generations of European princesses had gotten married in, the sort of gown that would make her look every inch the proper young wife from a very traditional old money Asian family. Valentino's creation for Araminta featured a fitted high-neck lace bodice with long sleeves and a full skirt of overlapping lace and silk panels that unfurled like the petals of a peony as she moved, and a 15-foot train. So a peony is a flower
Mm-hmm.
with lots of layers. So this dress is so elaborate. It looks like a flower opening up as she moves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I wanted you to do with this next piece is just comment on like how the imagery actually helps you get a sense of, like in this case, it's like a really rich wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one possibility. So there was that one. There's also an excerpt from Harry Potter. But what I'm trying to get you to do here, like the poem might be easier. But what I'm trying to get you to do here is just like, how does that imagery help you visualize or just imagine the scene, the description? Like, do you have a sense of that wedding?
Yeah, I got a feel of the wedding and everything.
Okay, Um, the excerpt is just like a passage. Okay,
Mm.
so okay, tell me about the wedding. Like how is that wedding? Like what image do you get in your head?
I got like a kind of white wedding.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What else?
Um, like a very beautiful, like with the sun coming down peacefully and everything like that.
Okay, with the sun kind of coming down.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Um, Trying to think. That's really all I can think of. I had like a small image of her dress, but it was like quick. Like I can't remember it for now.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Um, okay, but okay, but the idea with the imagery is like okay. Let's look at one other little piece, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so here. Okay, so this one piece, the poem. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, it says "Walking Through the Darkness."
Mm.
Okay, so that's the name of the whole. She's going to do like a little book, and
Okay.
that's going to be the title of the book. But the first poem is called "The Empty Home."
Mm.
Okay, so I'm just going to read it. I opened the door, put a basket full of food on the shoe shelf, took off my school bag and threw it on the bed, then threw myself on it too. The sunset glowed through the open window, caressing the whole room with golden warm hands. Silence. It's impossible for them to come home before 11. No response. Silence again. I stood up, brought the basket to the kitchen. Behind the wall was my new neighbor, a kid with her parents. Went to the same elementary school as me. Seemed like they were having a good time right now. The sound from the TV, the laughter from the family, louder and louder. I waited and waited until the silence filled up again. The golden warm had already turned cold, and the sound also slowly faded away. It was always like this, my home, full of furniture, clothes, and food, but so empty. Okay, so and these are the images. I don't know how well you can see these.
Yeah, I can see them.
Okay, so here she is opening the door. There's her school bag.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that the food is right there. Okay, that she refers to, and then he's kind of looking toward the kitchen, I think, or maybe the bed. I'm not sure which way she's looking. And there she is lying on the bed. So, what kind of sense do you get of this?
I didn't really get one.
Okay,
I got more of an image from the first writing you said.
okay, all right, that's fine. Um, okay, I'm just going to say, okay, you just mentioned I had a harder time.
Mm.
Yeah, poetry is harder. Um, like, did you get a sense like there was a family next door with a kid and they were watching TV?
Yeah, kind of, but it was like a quick thing. After that, I
Okay,
didn't get so much.
yeah. So she's trying to compare the family.
To her.
Yeah. Um, okay, this is it. Okay, so um, okay. Okay, are you pretty good with finding documents in Google, like in the Google Drive?
I can try. I don't usually.
Okay, do you ever check your self-designed email?
Yeah, I check it every day.
Okay. Okay, well, this is where it's going to show up.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to send this to you.
Okay.
Okay, and then this is ready.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just going to make a note. Do you have to look after your little brother?
Oh, do you hear him?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah,
You
my
got
mom just stepped out. My brother's here though.
How old's your brother?
The one there's a little one on the toilet. He's 3.
Oh God.
He's kind of trapped there right now. My brother's upstairs. And then the other one is just 2 years younger than me, so he's grade 9 now.
Okay. All right. Can I get you to screen share?